Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. I'm Michael Anfield from Peaceful Village Raw Vegan Healing Community, and this is a local pineapple from the Amazon jungles of the place called Ecuador. As you can see here, this is a beautiful local pineapple. There's two different types of pineapples. I don't know exactly the actual scientific name of these types of pineapples, but they're local, and there's two different types, one smaller one, and this is the big variety. And as you can see, there are many different crowns here. And I want to talk a little bit about these pineapples. And these pineapples are much different. They're also called white pineapples or local pineapples of the Amazon. Here we're in the northern Amazon of Ecuador, and so this is my first time actually doing this, but from my experience and my knowledge of how to do this, basically you cut the stem, because what you want is that sometimes you need to let the pineapple ripen off the plant. So what you want to do is you don't want to take the stem right at the bottom of the pineapple. You want the stem to go kind of out so that it's less chances that it's going to get moldy. So what basically I'm going to do, come around, is I'm going to find the stem. The stem is right here. The stem is right here. This is the stem. Okay, and you can see all these crowns. Sometimes they call them pineapple tops. And this one doesn't particularly have a crown on top, but usually some of them have a crown on top, but this one doesn't have one on top. So these types of crowns actually are very good. You can take them out and then replant them, and they will plant in about 1 year's time. The other types of crowns that you find on the pineapples, they usually take about 1.5 to 2 years to grow. It's not really sustainable because you have to put the pineapple top into the ground, and in 1.5 to 2 years, sometimes 1 year if you have these crowns, will come only one pineapple. Usually one pineapple, sometimes two. So this is my first time doing it. Hopefully this is sharp. I'm not very good at sharpening, but let's see. So what I'm going to do basically is take these I don't know what you call them, leaves back, and I'm going to try to cut as best as I can here. Not too sharp, but it's not too dull either. So that's ultimately how you do it. There's some sap, I think, or something here. But that's ultimately how you do it. And then you take off these little, you take off these little pineapple tops, and you can replant them. All you do, hold on, I'll take some off and I'll show you. It's very, very spiky, so it's better to do it with gloves. But basically you take a few of these off. It's kind of difficult to do it with these ones, especially this one. So basically you just want to plant it somehow on the ground like this, but you want to take off some layers of leaves. Are you getting this? It's kind of hard there. You'll start to see some roots. I don't know if you can see some roots here. You'll start to see some roots. Some people like to put these in water and to get some roots. I just put them in the ground like that. So this one doesn't need to be in the ground like this. It can be in the ground, for example, you make a hole. For example, you put it in the ground like this and you cover it. Pineapples need very little care, for example. They can be planted basically almost anywhere. In fact, you throw them and sometimes they grow. So that's how kind of versatile or hardy they are. Here, this one I'm not going to plant here because there's already this pineapple, and I don't know if this lady or this guy is going to give another one. So I'm going to leave for a little while and see what happens. So this is the pineapple. It's not as ripe as we wanted, but there was insects infesting. So, and there's some kind of sap, which is the first time I ever seen this kind of sap forming here. I don't know what this is, but this is kind of a jelly-like substance. Pretty cool. It's probably the sugar from the pineapple. So that's really about it. Just take these off, utilize them. So when you take these off, let me just explain something so that people understand. When you take these off, you can replant each one, and each one is going to be a pineapple. And the spacing of pineapples usually is 1 meter apart from each other, because they grow very big, okay, and they need a lot of space. The closer you plant them, the smaller the pineapples will be. The further away you plant them, the bigger the pineapples will be. Usually about 1 meter is fine. If you twist the pineapple, oh, here was being eaten actually. If you twist the pineapple, or you cut it here, for example, like some people do, usually in the markets they do that. They cut it very close to the pineapple, and what you'll find is that it gets very moldy or ripe in there. So it's not a good thing to do. It's better to cut it here. That's what I like. That's what I saw that works best. And all you do is just wash this stuff off, and you can eat it. Yeah, put it if you want, put it in the sun a little bit. Yeah, because it's still a little bit green. Let it ripen a little bit, and that's it, basically. Yeah, that's the pineapple, the local Ecuadorian pineapple. So thank you so much for joining us here. I'm Michael Landfield from Peaceful Village Raw Vegan Healing Community. Don't forget, you can join us in Peaceful Village, peaceful-village.com, to learn more about us and to join us here as a guest, as a volunteer, or possibly a future community member. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye, everybody.